Governor Susana Martinez. This is the party of Governor Brian Sandoval. This is the party of Governor Luis Fortuno. This is the party of Senator Marco Rubio. By the way, this is the party of the next senator from Texas, Senator Ted Cruz. This party is the natural home for Hispanic Americans because this is the party of opportunity and hope. Ours is the party that will bring a brighter future. Ours is the party of greatness. This is why Hispanic Americans are going to join this campaign. We're going to win because we're going to get the support of you and your friends. We've had a president who's been putting in place a political and economic program that a lot of us don't recognize. We haven't seen anything like this in America before. He said some years ago something which we're hearing about today on the internet. He said that he believes in redistribution. I mean, there are people who believe that you can create a stronger economy and a brighter future if you take from some people and give to other people. Now places that have tried that haven't done so well. That is not a philosophy that's ever been tried here. We're not going to have it here. We're going to get America back to having free people pursuing their dreams in a free country. We have seen the results. We have seen the results of his economic and political strategy. We've seen what happened. He tries to blame someone else for the fact the economy's not going well, but he had a Democrat House and Senate for 2 years. He did what he wanted to do, and we're suffering because of that across this country. Americans need someone who'll get America working again. And you know the numbers. I mean, it breaks your heart. It's been over 50 months that unemployment among Hispanic Americans is a bit above 10%. 2 million more Hispanics have fallen into poverty under this president's term. 2 million more. 32 million people used to be on food stamps when the president took office. That's increased by 15 million to 47 million. Americans are having a hard time. His policies have not worked. He's eloquent. He can describe his vision for the future. You heard his convention speech. He talked about all the things he wanted to do, but we have his record, and his record speaks louder than his words will ever speak. I expected at that convention that he was going to lay out his plan to get people working again. I expected him to talk about how he was going to get people out of poverty that had fallen into poverty. I expected him to talk about how he'd get the jobs for people of America who need them so badly. Incomes in America have fallen 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row under this president. Look, he doesn't have a plan. He is out of excuses, he's out of ideas, and we're going to get him out of office in November. Look, the choice is pretty stark. The president cares about the people of America. I care about the people of America. But he doesn't know what it takes to help the people of America, and I do. I'll get him working again with a bright and prosperous future. He's making America more and more like Europe. Europe doesn't work in Europe. I don't want an America where we think the future of our nation is going to be guided by a government that redistributes the income of the people. I want more incomes for everybody. I want to lift people out of poverty. My dad was born in Mexico, of American parents that were living there. Yeah, I hear someone saying "Free Cuba." Let me remind you, by the way, as he says that, let me remind you that brave men and women in Cuba have just finished a fast to hunger strike to stand up for freedom and to stand up for dignity. We respect people who stand up and speak out for freedom and democracy and liberty in Cuba and elsewhere around the world. And there were people in Iran a few years ago, and you may recall this, and they demonstrated, and they took to the streets. And what did they hear from the President of the United States? Nothing. Nothing. If I'm President of the United States, and when I'm President of the United States, I will speak out for freedom in Cuba and around the world. And by the way, in this country, when people do achieve success, we celebrate it, we don't denigrate it. And if you're one of the ones that starts a little business and it gets larger and it's successful and you're able to hire other people, we say thank you to you because we know you built it. This country. I love America. It is an exceptional land. People have wanted to come here from all over the world for centuries. The people who came here, the dreamers, are what make America what it is. Our government's role is not to take from some to give in others. Our government's role is to protect freedom, to allow dreamers to build their future, and to lift our entire nation as they do. And so this is a choice of what kind of an America we're going to have. Whether the American dream is alive and well, or whether instead it's slowly smothered by a government that becomes more and more intrusive and takes more and more away from our free people. I will protect this country's freedom. We will protect the American dream for ourselves and for our children. To have a strong economy, we also have to have values that build a strong America. When the founders of this nation, when they put this nation together and they wrote the Declaration of Independence, they were brilliant and I believe also inspired, because they said that our rights, they didn't come from government, they came from God Himself. And among those rights were life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, we're free in this country to pursue happiness as we choose. It is what made us who we are. This great passion for freedom, for opportunity, for building for ourselves. I was with Marco Rubio the other day. I'll bet you've heard him say this to you. He said that when he came here and he lived pretty humbly in pretty poor circumstances. He saw some big homes that were around the Miami area, and he said, you know what, I never heard my parents say, why won't those people give us what they have? He said instead, what I heard was, aren't we lucky to live in a country where if we work hard and get an education and take some risk, we might be able to get that ourselves. This is a nation that loves America. This is a great people that understands the sacrifice of men and women who stand up for liberty here and around the world. We respect those who do so. This is our time. The greatest generation. The greatest generation has been holding a torch for the world to see, a torch of liberty and opportunity and hope. But there are not as many as there used to be in the greatest generation. And some of them can't hold the torch quite as high as they used to. And so now it's our turn. We've got to grab that torch of liberty and freedom and opportunity to show the values of human rights and free enterprise and freedom to the world. We've got to stand up.